is Rachel, and today I want to do a mid-year check-in. So this is essentially like the mid-year freakout tag everybody does, but I kind of don't answer the question, so I'm just going to call it a check-in. First, let's rehash some of the goals. I've been going over these goals every month this year, which I've really liked, but it makes me rethink my goals because some of them I am so tired of already, and yeah, so we're gonna have to rethink some of these goals for next year. However, the first goal that I had for myself this year was to make one video every week, and so far, so good. I have been crushing it with this goal, 100% so far, A+. I'm excited. Next was to film in front of my shelves a lot more, which I have been doing. There have been several videos where I have not been in front of the shelves for various reasons, and I'm okay with that. I set this goal in mind to just make myself film down here. I wanted this to be my primary filming location. I've definitely done that, so I feel like we're doing A-okay on that goal. Next was to enjoy reading more, which is kind of a joke at this point, because if you've been watching my channel this year, you know it has not been a good year, reading-wise, for me. I just have not gotten into it. I haven't been enjoying it. This has been one of the craziest years for me in the sense of like starting a book and I'm liking it, and then I just can't make myself pick it up again. I'm finding myself much less likely to want to read. I'm finding myself feeling like I'm not reading enough. It's almost like a guilt situation now, so I'm not enjoying reading as much, but I think that can't really be helped necessarily in the chaos of the world right now. So while I have not been enjoying reading, I will say that I have been doing my best. So we're gonna just say that we're even on this goal because, you know, you can't make yourself enjoy something when you're just not enjoying it. I've been trying to go easy on myself while also still motivating myself, which I think is all I can ask for, you know? Next was the Read Harder Reading Challenge, and every year I set out with the best of intentions, and every year I fail miserably. And I think this year is going to be no different. I don't even know what to say. I guarantee you this will probably be a goal of mine next year, and I will also fail. I don't know. But I want to keep trying. I don't think just because I fail every time is a reason to quit. But it's not going well. It's not going well. But I would also counter that for every book that I read on that challenge list, that it's a win. So in that case, we're winning. I have not done many. I mean, at this point of the year, I should be halfway through the list. I should have like 12 done, and I don't even know how many I have, but it's definitely not 12. So in the sake of getting it all finished, I'm not doing well, but in the sake of just, you know, trying, we're A for effort. A for effort. Next up was to read both books for both of my book clubs each month, and just no. No. It's just not gone very well. Again, it's kind of because of the chaos of the world. Obviously, neither of my book clubs are physically meeting. There's just a lot going on with the book clubs, so that's not something I could have foreseen. I do think that I could have tried better to read some of the books in early spring before things went crazy, but we are where we are now, and we're just going to put that goal to the side probably for the rest of the year. And the last one was to chill out, and I would argue that maybe I chilled out too much because there hasn't been a lot of reading going on this channel. However, I have gotten a lot more involved with like filming and trying to plan some ideas, trying to come up with things I can do with filming. And while I don't feel like I'm anywhere near where I want to be with all of my YouTube stuff, it is at least more on my mind than it was last year. Like last year I just I wasn't interested in it. I couldn't keep myself interested in it last year. So I feel like at least we're doing better in that, but maybe I'm too chill with the reading. I don't know. So overall, I would say, we're doing all right. I mean, but I do have 3 goals that I want to add on top of this to check in towards the end of the year. So first up is I'd like to try to make a few more videos. I'm clearly really nailing the 1 video a week. I don't think I'm quite ready to double that and make it 2 videos a week, but I would like to try to add in a few extra videos every week. So I'm thinking maybe trying to add some during the weekends. just whenever I get a chance. So sporadically adding in some weekend posts. So that one's not really super measurable, but I just would like to try to start making more than one video every week. Not necessarily 2 every week, but just more. Does that make sense? Let's not set the expectation too high. That's really the only goal that I'm crushing, so let's not make that goal unattainable. Next up is I'd really like to read 3 or 4 books a month consistently. At least 3 or 4 books a month consistently. I've had several months this year where I've read like 1, 2, 3 books. That's not a lot, and I can't help but feel disappointed. So I would really like to be reading 3, hopefully 4, at least 3 or 4 books every single month from here on out. Hopefully more, because I'm really behind on my Goodreads goal. If you see my haul coming soon, you're going to see that I just have so many books that I'm dying to read, and I'm just not reading. So I really want to push myself to be more consistent with reading more every month. So 3 or 4 books every month. And the third and final goal I want to tack on is to try to build more community and try to be more engaging. So by that, I mean, I'm going to try to work on creating content that will allow you to feel like you want to engage more with me and that you want to participate in more with. And I'm going to try to reach out and engage more with people who are watching and other creators, other people who are talking about books. And I've been doing that so far, and I would say maybe the past month, and it's been a lot of fun. I've been reaching out and commenting with people. I've had several people actually reach out to me and kind of strike up a conversation about books, and it's been so much fun. So I just want to work on becoming a part of the community, maybe is a better way to put it. I want to be more involved in the community. I want to be talking to people. I want to be commenting with people. I want to talk about books. So I just want to step up my kind of communication game. So those are my 3 additional goals for the rest of the year. Now, let's do a quick little wrap of some of the books. So the first 2 questions on the mid-year book freakout tag that's going around were the best book you've read this year and the best sequel you've read this year. And for me, the book was the same book. That is Deathless Divide by Justina Ireland. This is the sequel, the second book to Dread Nation that I read last year and I reread this year. And like I said, favorite book I've read so far in 2020, favorite book that has been published in 2020 that I've read, and best sequel that I've read so far. All 3 of those accolades go to this book right here. So if you're unfamiliar, Dread Nation takes place in an alternate history where the Civil War has come to a screeching halt because all of the dead soldiers have come back as zombies. And essentially the idea with this world is that instead of having slavery continue, they end slavery, but essentially make all of the black people who were slaves now just become zombie fighters. And we're following in book 1 the particular perspective of a black girl who has been sent to a boarding school to learn how to be polite and civilized society while also protecting her future mistress from both zombies and men. It's a crazy ride. That's all you need to know. It's amazing. It's thrilling. It says a lot about slavery and the world, and it's insane. You just need to go read it. Just take my word for it. You need to read it. And this one is even better. I don't know how. This one just, like, Dread Nation was kind of insane. Like, just, it was a thrill ride. Like, it just kept going. It was up here, and then this one just, like, blew the top off of it. This is, like, non-stop, crazy action that, I mean, I literally was just gasping as I read it. So, do yourself a favor. Go read these 2 books. They're fantastic. Best of the year so far. One of the other questions that they always ask in this tag that's my favorite are books that surprised you in a good way, and I have 2 for this. One is Of Curses and Kisses by Sandhya Menon. Now, you might be saying, Rachel, you talk about Sandhya Menon all the time because you love the When Dimple Met Rishi series, and you are correct. However, the more details I heard about this new series that she was doing, I can't remember the name of the school, but I believe all the books in the series are going to be set in the school, Saint Rosetta's Academy. And they're all going to be loosely based on some sort of like a fairy tale. So this one was supposed to be retelling Beauty and the Beast. When I hear that, I'm thinking, I don't know how into that I am. However, I apologize, Sandy Minin. I should never have doubted you. This book was fantastic, and I loved it. And I can't wait for the next one. I don't even know what it's going to be. I don't care. If Sandy Minin writes it, I'm going to read it. That's just how it is. But I love this. I was very surprised by it. I had my doubts, and I should not have. It was fantastic. Also, one that I just had not really gotten into. I think the hype for these really put me off. I didn't really get it, I guess. It was also compared to Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, which I was not a big fan of, so the comp didn't help me at all, but I finally decided to pick up Every Heart a Doorway by Shauna McGuire. I picked this up for some reading challenge. I don't even remember what it was now. It might have been for the Owl's Magical Readathon. I think I had to read a book with heart in the title. And I decided to do this one because it was super short and I thought I could do it. And guess what? I did do it and I loved it. I was so surprised. I just was not expecting to like this as much as I did. I'd heard rave reviews about it. I had heard all these things and it didn't influence my opinion, but I read it for myself. I loved it. I loved it so much, in fact, that I went ahead and bought all the rest of the books of the series, and I cannot wait to get to them. This is fantastic. These are little tiny, it's a thin book, portal fantasies that lead people to worlds where they actually feel like they belong. And then we find that a lot of these characters get thrust back into reality, and either it's a good thing for them, like a really good thing, they want to be home, or for the case of most of the people in this book, they really miss this other place. They felt like that was their home. They feel off now that they're back. It just blew my mind. It was really, really good. It was it was so short, but so good. Can't wait to read more of these. Super surprised by this. Yay. Another question they love to ask is, what is a book that came out already this year that you are still anticipating / wanting to read? And for me, that is Aurora Burning, and I still haven't read it yet. I think it's mostly because I really want to reread the first book first, and I just haven't gotten around to rereading it yet. But I'm still anticipating it. I'm still super excited for it. I pre-ordered this one. I'm so happy to have it, and I really can't wait to give it a read. So this is definitely got to happen this year. Another question they always ask is, what are some books that you're anticipating for the second half of the year? And I did a whole video on this. I will link it down below. But the two books I would say I am the most hyped for coming out in the second half of this year. The first one, the biggest one, is A Sky Beyond the Storm by Sabaa Tahir. I love an Ember in the Ashes series. It's probably the book series I recommend the most at my high school. I just love that series. It's fantastic. However, while I am so desperately anticipating this, and I believe it's going to be in December at this point, I'm also terrified for this book. I am so terrified for this book. Are you in the same boat with me? If you've read Ember in the Ashes, I bet you feel it too. Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't know if I can handle it, is my point. So I'm anticipating it, but it may be the end of me. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But the other one I'm super excited for that I literally just can't wait for is In the Study with a Wrench, I believe is what it's called. And it's the sequel to In the Hall with the Knife, which is a clue murder mystery. And I just love the first one. Can't wait for the second one. So much fun. I feel like not a lot of people are talking about this series, and I don't know if it's because people aren't reading it or if people are just crazy, but it's adorable. I love it. It's fantastic. I'm so excited for everybody to be reading this series. And then usually in the tag, they're like, what's the best, like what's the worst or something. I don't know. I don't get into all of the details with all these questions, but mostly I would say, how about we change it to what's the best thing about reading / your channel this year and the worst thing about reading / your channel this year so far. So I would say the best thing has been, I don't know the word for it, like the engagement. Like I feel like I have been more engaged, therefore other people have been more engaged with me, and it's been a lot more fun. I've actually communicated with a lot more people. We just had the Golden Girls readathon, which was so much fun, mostly because people were just engaged and like talking, and it's a lot more fun when you actually are communicating with people instead of just sitting in your living room alone talking to a camera. So it's been a lot more fun. I've been more motivated to like consistently post videos and try to find content. etc., and reach out to people and comment on things. So it's just been a lot more fun. My engagement has been a lot more fun this year. I would say the worst thing about my reading / channel this year has been my reading this year. It's been awful. I think as of the end of June, I won't even have read 30 books, and that's low. That's really low for me. So that's kind of a bummer. However, 2020 has just been such a trash fire. So I mean, if that's how it goes, that's how it goes, you know. But we're still gonna try to enjoy everything and enjoy the engagement that I have been developing this year, and we're just gonna have an excellent second half of the year, y'all. Let's do it. Let's just read all the books. Let's talk about all the books. Let's just have the best second half of the year. All right, let's do it. Air high five, because remember, you're not supposed to be touching anybody. You gotta stay 6 feet and wear your mask, y'all. But you know, I'm super excited. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any comments to anything that I've said, if you want to tell me about how the first half of your year has gone, if you want to tell me about any plans you have for the second half of the year, let's talk. Let's talk books down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in another video soon. Bye for now.